I have no idea if this will be good, but it was linked to me. You guys have to watch Twitter and let me know if anything else comes out during this video. This is from someone named Icebergs. I don't think we've watched them on the channel before, but it says the shocking truth about Pantheon, and that's the kind of videos that I make, so.
Ops 6, but Call of Duty has... Pantheon is the new mysterious villain of Black Ops 6, but...
This sounds like YouTube Shorts music, does it not?
Call of Duty has accidentally revealed some information about Pantheon, and we know so much more about them.
Okay, let's see what he
Pantheon is
says.
brainwashing people, creating new chemical agents, and they are directly responsible for Alex Mason's death.
So my take on this is that Pantheon is just the group within the CIA. They're like the dark CIA.
So for those of y'all who don't know, I am Icebergs, your Call of Duty informant, and let's dive right into the info you need to know. Now, Pantheon is this new mysterious villain group in Black Ops 6.
Yes.
A secret organization within the CIA.
So yeah, so this is, I think the Advanced Technologies and Applications Division, which is the logo that he just showed, is going to be a big part of it.
Kind of a Russian nesting doll of secret organizations, if you will.
Yeah.
Pantheon, however, has been working from the shadows for a while now, and you probably didn't know they are directly tied to Raul Menendez and
we assume. We don't know this for sure, but that's what we are assuming.
helped kill Alex Mason and Jason Hudson. But they are a relatively new organization in Black Ops 6, with Call of Duty even heavily implying that Pantheon is an after effect of Stitch's number.
I have not heard this theory that Pantheon is a group who's been brainwashed by Stitch. I don't think that's correct.
Broadcast in the post-launch story of Black Ops Cold War. Call of Duty even directly stated in their Call of Duty podcast that the post-launch story of Black Ops Cold War sets the stage for most of Black Ops 6. Now, what makes Pantheon
Okay, I don't agree with that one.
interesting is that they have direct ties to Raul Menendez. In Black Ops 2, we learned that there was
assume,
a
yeah.
mole in the CIA who had been feeding intel to Raul Menendez
Yeah.
and had set
So
up
this part's
Jason
true.
Hudson and Alex Mason to be killed. Now, we never learned the identity of the mole because it wasn't a single person in the CIA. It was an organization.
Yeah, so that's what we actually found out during that story so far, thing that it's not just one mole. It's not that there's one mole in the CIA, it's moles with an S.
It was an organization, something Call of Duty just recently confirmed with their new video kind of giving you a history of Black Ops. Now, the
Ryo Extremo, thank you for the tier 1, dude.
mole in the CIA was Pantheon, but they were trying to help Menendez by getting Alex Mason and Jason Hudson killed. They gave Raul Menendez the information he needed to know to exact his revenge, but Pantheon only wanted Alex Mason and Jason Hudson dead for a different reason. Hudson and Mason were two of the only 3 people on Earth who knew how the Russian numbers brainwashing sequence worked.
Yeah, this dude's making this up, but it's making sense.
And they knew how to reverse it. The only other person in the world who knew about the numbers and how to reverse it is Russell Adler, who we learned at the beginning of Black Ops 6 has been framed by Pantheon as the mole.
This is smart. Like, normally this is the kind of video that I make. This is good.
Who got Hudson and Mason killed. And it would be really easy to
Found my video YouTube channel a week ago and I'm loving it. Glad you enjoyed, dude.
frame Russell Adler, considering we know canonically he did blow up large parts of Verdansk. On top of this, he was compromised by the brainwashing Stitch did to him in 1984. If you
Yeah.
were to frame a formerly compromised agent who has a history of irrational behavior and couldn't be fully trusted as a mole, it would be a piece of cake. And in a single stroke,
Okay.
Pantheon
all right,
managed.
all right. So I'm gonna add to this guy's theory because I guarantee he didn't get this. He should have messaged me and been like, dude, listen to this. And then I could have been like, I can help you, because what he is saying is a really cool idea. Because essentially what is going on here is you have Alex Mason, Jason Hudson. Alex Mason's been brainwashed and de-brainwashed. Jason Hudson did the de-brainwashing. So they can fix the numbers sequence. Then you have Russell Adler, who is also brainwashed. Now, at a time period, I believe it was in 78 or 79, there was something run by the CIA called Operation Charybdis. And this operation was to kill Jason Hudson, Gregory Weaver, and Alex Mason. In other words, the only people that actually know how the brainwashing worked. Now, this is taken out by someone by the name of Ryan Jackson, who we believe is the assistant to the ADDO of the SAD, who I believe the assistant to the ADDO is, I believe, Daniel Livingstone, who I believe is the bad guy of the game. So this actually all lines up. Everything that he is saying lines up. Oh, Icebergs, you're here. This is you.
To wipe out every person who could stop their plan off the board. That plan I'll talk about here in a second.
You're
but
literally in chat right now. Were you the one that linked the video? I don't even think you were the one that linked the video.
Hudson and Mason were killed in Panama in 1989. Russell Adler was a few months later framed as a mole. However, Pantheon's interest in the number sequence has been a long time coming, and considering Call of Duty has implied Pantheon was created by the Stitches number broadcast sequence, it makes it even more interesting to note that we know in Black Ops 6, Pantheon has taken control of the Vorkuta prison, the last place on Earth with information about the numbers brainwashing program.
That's smart.
Looking back at it, the only other two locations with info in the numbers program were Mount Yamantau and the underwater USSR submarine base.
Gulf of
The
Mexico.
underwater base got destroyed in Black Ops 1, and Mount Yamantau was destroyed by a small-yield nuke in the post-launch story of Cold War. It's even more interesting. Based on what we know about Pantheon, they have a similar goal to Dragovich, to use sleeper agents or...
To be clear, this is, I think, something you're probably going to get wrong. I probably shouldn't interrupt you at this point, but to be clear, I am pretty sure that we don't know what Pantheon's actual goal is yet.
Mind control agents, if you will, set off a series of chemical weapons throughout major cities in the world. But Pantheon has created a new chemical weapon to have brainwashed sleeper agents activate worldwide, and it's completely different from anything we've ever seen before.
I don't think
but
we know
Pantheon
that.
have a more powerful version of their brainwashing that they have reserved for special cases. And tell me in the comments down below if you want to know about the secret brainwashing of a main character in Black Ops 6.
You mean, did you say special cases there on purpose because you're talking about case? Because if you did, that was a great innuendo.
But anyways, this new chemical weapon that Pantheon has developed is something entirely different from anything we have ever seen before. While Nikita Dragovich's goal was to poison and kill large portions of the American population with Nova 6 in advance of a Russian invasion of the United States, this new chemical weapon Pantheon has developed is entirely different. It's in fact a neural inhibitor and a hallucinator.
So, I don't know if this is true. I don't know if your theory is correct here. But I make videos like this. Like, these are the kind of things that I do. And this is a good one. Everything you're saying lines up and has background to it, which normally when I watch these videos, they don't make any sense. But yours also lines up with Operation Charybdis. It lines up with everything that you know. But I have a feeling, I don't think the chemical weapons are going to be for brainwashing. But I could be wrong.
Hallucinogenic weapon. A weapon that causes people to visualize and then attempt to fight something they fear. Kind
Yeah.
of like the fear toxin that Scarecrow uses in the Batman comics and
lines up.
movies. However, instead of being afraid of what they hallucinate, they become violent. And this is backed up by a couple things, including a couple things that happen to your character in the trailers we see in Black Ops 6. First off, we know Pantheon gave this new chemical weapon to Saddam Hussein to test during the first Gulf War, as it said in the trailer right here.
It's a biological weapon. And they put this in Saddam's hands too?
Isn't that your friend?
But in the trailers, we specifically see that there is a sealed container containing
Well,
a
I've talked about
diorama
this in
of some city
videos.
or town, and it appears to be a scaled-down version for testing, hinting that Pantheon intends to
I'm pretty sure that this is Avalon, by the way.
use this weapon in high-population areas, and we're likely testing the effects on rats in a mock city. But it's the following couple of sequences that prove that this weapon inhibits hallucinations and an urge to fight. First off, we see this hallucination of the character you play as, Case, being picked up and choked by a mannequin that for some reason looks a lot like Russell Adler. However,
Yeah, it does, actually.
in
I didn't
these
pick that up
scenes
on
from
that.
a different trailer, we see that your character is envisioning a horror zombie-like creatures that are trying to kill him, and he's trying to kill this mannequin. We see that the sequence continues from where we were earlier getting choked, with him running after this mannequin. But interestingly, we see a bunch of colored gas clouds around the room as he runs, hinting that he's being infected or kind of being
It's possible.
intoxicated by some gas in the air. We then see that Case is running around with a hatchet trying to kill this mannequin, but where it gets interesting is right here. This massive brute character with a skull-like face and completely
nobody
pitch
knows what the
black
hell's going
is
on with
not
this.
actually a zombie, but if you look closely, a juggernaut. It has the same armor and ammo feed system as the juggernaut that we see here in this other trailer. It's
Sure.
almost identical, but almost
That's the Pantheon logo over there, by the way.
horrorized. Your character Case is picturing it as a dark, violent abomination rather than a juggernaut. We then see this
Oh,
spiral snake-like creature with a badge around his neck swimming through black glue. The substance
I
appears
know.
all over
I
the
s-
ground around him, and it's apparent
Twitter, I know.
Trace is trying to kill this creature and get its key card. But the scene that reveals the most about this weapon is actually the one we don't see, except for a few glimpses where it shows some scientists in our lab testing out this chemical weapon on someone in a test chamber. Now, what makes this interesting is the fact that we get this reaction right here from Marshall when someone asked,
Isn't that your friend?
Yeah, this is weird. I thought this was weird too.
telling us someone Marshall knows is in fact helping Pantheon develop and
Who?
use this chemical weapon. Someone he considers a friend. Someone who's actually a mole working against the rogue Black Ops team And you can't trust anyone in Black Ops 6. And if you want to know who that traitor in the Rogue Black Ops
Oh,
team
you're gonna
is,
leave me hanging.
subscribe for that video releasing tomorrow. And until next time, I'm Icebergs.
Great
Stay
video,
frosty.
dude. Great video. Pantheon is fascinating. We don't know who it's going to be, but we got the Call of Duty blog, so now we got to go over to that.